You are very welcome to this week's mystery spread, and in front of you we have 3 different spreads for you to choose from. So spread number 1 is the Practical Magic Oracle that I absolutely adore. It is still one of my favorite decks. And the second spread is the Energy Oracle, which I use for my day-to-day readings. I know it inside out. And thirdly, we have the Romance spread. So all my singles, I tend to love this deck. So you've 1, 2, or 3, and the timestamps will be in the description box, and please feel free to give a follow and like, and you're so welcome to interact and tell me what you thought. Have a fantastic week. Spread number 1. Let's have a look and see. So we have the Resurrection, Blood Bond, and Symbols. So this is interesting. This may be about not getting carried away. This is a very strong protection symbol in the film. It's always about how we put our energy into items or symbols that can be a source of protection. But really, it's about the intention we place around these belongings themselves. They're just inanimate objects, but it's really about the intention we place around. So it's more or less saying this week, what is going on in your head? Where are your intentions? Is your thoughts, are you in a good place? Are you sitting here already thinking, oh, this week's going to be a disaster, I've X, Y, and Z to do? So the Blood Bond one is a beautiful one because that's about support around you. And so often we are there for everybody else, have no problem whatsoever facilitating those around us. But when it comes to us asking for help, it really sticks in our throat. And so this is very much about this, all about, reaching out this week, setting the intentions, knowing really what you want to bring in around you this week. Now, the Resurrection card is a fantastic scene in the Practical Magic movie where they really bring her dreadful ex-boyfriend back from the dead, which is probably in the history of bad choices about an ex, the worst choice you can do, to the dire consequences that followed. So this card is very much about recklessness. It's about acting and not thinking. It's about act now, think later, paying for consequences rather than fully thinking through your actions. That old expression comes to mind, I'd rather ask for forgiveness than an apology, and that's not necessarily a good thing. So this week for you, it's really about believing that you're worthy of good things. Watch your spending. And also watch if you feel that there's some passive aggressive energy here, or you're really wanting to put somebody in their place or just throw caution to the wind. This could also be about an ex coming back in, or a toxic kind of dalliance that's dancing around you. It could be somebody that's already in a relationship that's kind of trying to tempt you, or you are being tempted. And it's saying that all actions have consequences, that if you're a believer in karma, the wheel always turns. If you accept that, that's absolutely fine. But to take it on board, just to watch, you might even need a little bit of support, and maybe to share how you feel with someone you trust, or that you can bounce things off here. You really deserve to be happy, and fundamentally this card is about that protection around you. And also, you've worked really hard on your peace of mind and how far you've come on feeling safe, on your own confidence. So there's people here that know you and love you, so you might need to reach out this week and perhaps vocalize something that I feel deep down is going to be met with a response of, are you okay, or what is going on, or how could you think that that would be okay? Because the recklessness card here is very much about, if you don't get this advice, all that gorgeous hard work and lessons and everything that you have learned, it's not that it's going to be thrown away, but it's like you're back to square one, and it's how many times do you need to learn the same lessons? So consequences, actions, intentions, wow. So a little bit of a spiritual life lesson this week for you. So just be careful, mind yourself, stay true to yourself, and stop being, I suppose, being persuaded by temptation that all that glitters is not gold. This card would have a very similar connection to the Devil card in the tarot, of all about the desire and temptation and, you know, act now, think later. So just mind yourself and be true to yourself, and definitely get help and support of a friend if you need that extra bit of advice. Spread number 2. Let's have a look and see what the cards have in store. Now, beginning this week with a lot of anxiety around you. So this is almost like a very busy week for you. So it could have been the previous week, you might have had a shorter week. There may have been just, you know, a lot more of a looser, freer energy, and almost you may have put things on the back burner. So it could be in projects, calls, things you had to pay, things you might have to book. So it may have all been postponed until this week. And unfortunately, it's as if you're hitting the ground running. It's like looking at your week at a glance and you're thinking, how am I going to be able to do everything this week? And this is all about delegation. You have the beautiful Archangel Ariel here, and this is about divine balance. Look at her solar plexus on fire there. Gorgeous abundance card. However, anytime I see abundance or manifestation cards in a spread, I always warn, you could either be manifesting a barrel load of you know what, or gorgeous forms of abundance coming in from all directions. It depends on where your headspace is at. So really important to realize that your headspace here is in the right place, as in you could be looking at an incredibly busy week, a chaotic week, just you might be one man down in work, somebody could be off maternity leave or sick leave, and you could be under a lot of pressure. Indeed, the kids could be off school sick. It just feels like this week for you feels like a busy week, and it's to take it in bite-sized proportions, not to look at it and feel completely overwhelmed. Do what you can. You are not a robot. And so stop looking at this week that you have to do everything that comes your way. Look at things in bite-sized proportions and separate the emergency, this has to be done this week, as to the ones that are less of a priority, but you'd love if you could do them this week. But the ceiling isn't going to cave in if it doesn't get done. So really have a think here. Even write down a little list, scribble a few things down, because sometimes the art of writing things down, it takes it out of that anxiety place in our head, and we're channeling what we know the truth is. We're like, well, actually, this is actually a priority, if I'm honest. This is what I can put to the side, and this is what I can do. So just have a look this week, the things that need doing and the things that you don't have to do. Lovely energy with abundance. This also means money coming your way, being able to save money, being able to put money aside. Again, watch where those intentions are, because if you're bringing that energy into this week of, oh God, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough this, I don't have enough that, guess what? You're manifesting lack. So 5 seconds, we can cancel. So cancel, clear, delete. I am manifesting abundance. I deserve abundance. I deserve to be happy. So possibly work with some affirmations this week. Carry a really positive crystal like bumblebee, jasper, or citrine, or rose quartz. Really beautiful, happy crystals. Actually, aventurine would be a beautiful crystal, as it's so lucky and a gorgeous energy. And lastly, we have the beautiful Archangel Ariel, which is all about that abundance and trusting your gut. You've come a long way. The ego will always try and trick you, will always try and set you back and make you feel like you haven't learned anything, you're not where you're meant to be in life, you should be achieving X, Y, and Z. And Archangel Ariel reminds you of the journey and how far you've come and how amazing you are. And so it's mind yourself this week, pace yourself. Good things come to those who wait. Have a plan, try and stick to it, and above all, just roll with it. Try and be as flexible as you can, and you're going to have a fantastic week. Let's have a look at spread number 3. Okay, So we have the romantic feelings, chemistry, and it is safe for you to love. Oh my goodness. So for my singles, these cards are beautiful. This is all about coming to a place in your life where you are ready. You're ready to meet somebody. It is safe for you to love. This is about a lover coming your way with a very open heart, but also very much on your wavelength. Now the chemistry card comes in here, which is really beautiful. So that definitely is that passion, that fire, somebody that you're well able for you, but this kind of a gorgeous, I would almost say sexual chemistry that comes in, that energy of feeling very aware of each other, and lovely feeling with this person. The romantic feelings is about building that up. So there may be a physical attraction at first, but then I feel the romantic feeling. So the one thing I would advise you when I see a chemistry card first and then a romantic card, I would almost say to you that if you're looking for a relationship, I would be careful about rushing into things too fast. I feel that if you take it handy with this person, I literally feel like it will end up having the potential to move into a relationship. Whereas if things go very fast, very hot and heavy, it may just be flash in the pan, a one-nighter, and that will be it. It is safe for you to love is about you coming into your own. It's about you being more discerning in your choices. And it feels like within the next 3 months here, this is about you being very open to dating. Now, that can take shape in many different forms. It can be connected to a hobby. You could be dating online and putting yourself back out there again. It could be voluntary work, charity work, or simply making time for a social life, as I definitely feel the pandemic has done a number on us all, and it's something that it's very difficult now. We're very focused on our friends and family. It's very, very difficult to kind of put ourselves out there and do new things. We have inherited a lot of fear now, and we don't like new things or new people or situations because, of course, we're afraid that the virus is around every corner. So it's dispelling all that and saying it's time now to get back out in the open, to join new things, to pick up a hobby, to volunteer, to help out, because this is making you open. And it's almost like, you know, as a taxi or a cab, that your green light's been switched on, and it may have been said available or occupied before, but it's not necessarily that you were with anybody, just your headspace was occupied. So now it's about putting that green light back on and putting the energy out there that you are available and you want to meet someone. Someone is coming into your life, but you need to know that you're the one who sets the pace, has those healthy boundaries, and is very clear about what you're looking for. You're absolutely done with any time wasters. And so again, it's your choice whether you wish this to go fast, if you're not looking for a relationship, or if you do wish to settle down. I would hold off a wee bit, as I feel this person that comes in, there's a lovely attraction, but I definitely feel that there's more of a common ground, wavelength, and is definitely meeting you where you're at. Great crystal to carry this week for you would be the likes of rose quartz, rhodochrosite, even a wee bit of cherry quartz to soothe that anxiety, especially if you're doing some online dating or signing yourself up for anything online. You might have a case of the jitters and be really worried or anxious. Get yourself back out there again. If you are looking for a sign about meeting somebody or dating, I am telling you now, it's time. Stop the excuses, stop procrastinating, get up and get out and let the world see your gorgeousness. Have a great week.